Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. So glad to see you. I wanted to put out a video in response to a question that was asked by a gentleman who has a son. And the question was, how do I assist my son's mom through her mental health process? I thought that was a really good question to ask because one, some men just are so busy themselves and dealing with a lot of things. And sometimes we can be so into ourselves that we don't consider another. And, other women can see what other women are going through, but men can see it as well. So kudos to this gentleman for seeking advice on how to assist his son's mom on the road to obtaining mental balance. So I am going to share with you 10 ways that fathers and men can actively support moms in maintaining better mental health. The first one is be emotionally present. Listen without fixing. Now, it comes with no surprise that men want to protect and provide, and they are solutionists. Most men are. They want to solve a problem. They are often viewed as heroes. So I think that is noble. But sometimes women need to vent and we need to cry without rushing to solutions, because just to get that hurt out, just to get that exhaustion out is work, believe it or not, because oftentimes we keep it inside to keep it all together because task still needs to be done. And from a woman's point of view, who I've been a wife, I'm a full-time worker. I also have my own business and I am heavily active in the ministry. A lot of times women are the ones that remember almost everything that needs to be done. And then with some men, they remember some things, key things, but not everything. But we oftentimes fall into this role of remembering everything. And if it isn't done, then we pick up the pieces. And, it's exhausting to say the least. And so when you have a man that is considerate and is seeking to solve the situation, it's noble. But sometimes we can't focus on a solution. We need to get the exhaustion out first before we can get to the part of resolving or rectifying the situation. So, yes, allow her to cry, allow her to vent without rushing her into a solution. Validate her feelings. Don't invalidate them. Well, if you think that you're doing a lot, imagine what I'm doing. Don't do that. You may not have voiced how you feel to her, but she did, and she shouldn't be penalized for sharing how she feels. And you are not penalized for not knowing how she feels. She has to learn how to open her mouth and articulate herself. But also, as men, sometimes you can be oblivious to things and not see because you're focusing on the bigger picture. You have to learn to look at your wife or your woman or your sibling or your daughter and notice the signs of withdrawal, or just be considerate. Even if you don't know, imagine how you feel and how you wish you were seen. And that is enough to make you consider someone else. Uh, Validate her feelings and say things that, you could possibly say, you're doing a lot and I see you. That means a lot, just to be seen. Second thing I want to share and mention is share the load. Help her with household responsibilities and do so without her asking. When you take the initiative to do those things for a woman, it greatly improves her mental health. Mental exhaustion often stems from invisible labor. Take the initiative with your children. Prepare meals, do cleaning, wash the clothes, even run errands regularly, not just occasionally, but make it something that you do regularly. The third thing you can do is offer breaks without guilt. Encourage her to take time for herself, alone, without any interruptions. It's hard for us sometimes to take a break or even think of ourselves because we're often thinking about others. But encourage her to take a nap, to go for a walk, take a nice bubble bath, have prayer time, listen to some music, mellow out, drink some tea. Just encourage her to recharge away from everyone else. The fourth thing you can do is pray for her and with her. Speak peace over her. Let her hear you ask God to cover her in strength, wisdom, and rest. Don't just say, I'm going to pray for you. Stop what you're doing and pray for her right then and there. And you do not have to be her partner to do that. You co-parent. So the well-being of the other co-parent should matter. And if you see them going through anything, you should pray for them. Wish them well. Speak life over them. If you are a couple, joint prayer brings unity and healing. I would encourage you to daily pray together. You should have your own prayer life, but if you're a couple, you should have a joint prayer life because you have to get in the habit of coming together. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen married couples, even those that are in the body of Christ, that simply have no prayer life together every day. How that is, I don't know, but it happens. And we're not judging, but it's necessary. We need that. The fifth thing that you can do is speak life over her. Affirm her out loud. Tell her she's appreciated, she's beautiful, she's capable, and loved. Words heal. You know that saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but word will never hurt me. That is not true. Sometimes the words hurt more than the physical scars that sometimes occur. A simple thank you for all that you do goes a long way. Appreciation goes a long way. The sixth thing you can do is encourage professional help if needed. Support counseling or therapy without judgment is necessary. Mental health is strength, not a weakness. And if your finances allow, offer to invest in her therapy, her books, or wellness retreats. The seventh thing you can do is guard her peace. Set boundaries with family and friends who are known to stress her out. We all have them in a family. And sometimes as a woman, I know that we can overextend at times. And it's not always about people pleasing. We just have a desire to fill a need. And if you're an empath like me and generous like me, you can do it, quite frankly, without thinking. It comes natural to do it. But it should also come natural to preserve your energy, to preserve your peace, as well as give yourself grace and take a break as well to replenish yourself. So be her covering. Protect her from burnout by helping her say no without guilt. You know, sometimes we come to you and we say, babe, well, such and such asked me to do this, and or she asked me to do that. And sometimes you just have to tell her, babe, no. You're already tired. I see you doing this here and this. No. Tell her. And sometimes you may have to tell a family member, listen, I know you requested such and such to do this, but she's been going through a lot and doing a lot and she needs a break. And if they don't understand, that's their problem, not yours. The eighth thing you can do is be patient during emotional shifts. Women go through hormonal changes, whether it's from postpartum, their cycles, stress, or being perimenopause. All this is real and it affects us emotionally. So give her grace when her mood shifts. Offer her comfort, not criticism. If she's snappy, what's wrong, baby? You want to talk about it? No, you may get that, I don't want to talk about it. Well, just give her a big hug. Send her some flowers. Let her know that you're here for her and you understand. Don't take it personal. Don't make it about you. The worst thing you can do is take a situation that is concerning her and then make it about yourself. Ugh, that, I'm telling you now, I can speak for all women. That will just upset us more. The ninth thing you can do is create joyful moments together. Plan a surprise date, family fun, or quiet time with her. Include laughter and love, you know, because love eases mental strain. Sometimes, for those that are married, I'm stressing that for those that are married, touch your spouse. If you haven't touched your spouse in a while, that's a problem. Two, sometimes she just may need a touch, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to dive into it. It can be a kiss on the forehead. It could be massaging her feet. It could be kissing her hand. It could be anything. If you know your spouse, if you know your partner, then you should know those type of things that please her. Just create joyful moments. Write her a poem, or tell her how much you care about her. Show her how much you care about her. Whatever you do, just create joyful moments together. And then the 10th thing you can do, and it is the last thing that I'm suggesting, be a safe place. Be a safe harbor for your woman. You cover her. Be a safe place for your son or your daughter's mom. You don't have to have a romantic relationship to just show genuine care. Again, these are our children, and they are affected by the stress of their moms and the fathers. But right now we're talking about women, their moms. Being strong for her sometimes means just being soft, steady, and available. Let her know that she can fall apart without judgment, that she can cry in your arms, that she can share her hurts or her pains and frustrations without being ridiculed, judged, or even spoken about later, or, you know, having it thrown up in her face later. Be a safe harbor for her. Those are the 10 little nuggets that I find to be helpful, and I hope that they help you.